My wife told me years before we got married that I'd become her slave. I laughed. I wish I hadn't. When I first met my wife, everyone loved her. She was intelligent, confident, funny, and had this strange ability to make people do things for her without realizing they were being manipulated. Back then, I thought it was charisma. Now I know better. One evening, while we were dating, we were sitting in a park discussing our future. Out of nowhere, she looked at me and said, "One day you're going to marry me." I laughed. She didn't. "After we get married, everything will be my way. I'll be the boss. You'll do what I say. You won't question me." I remember joking back, "That sounds less like marriage and more like slavery." She smiled. Maybe. I thought she was kidding. I couldn't have been more wrong. A few months later, we broke up. The relationship had become exhausting. She always needed control. Every argument somehow became my fault. Every compromise benefited her. I walked away and promised myself I would never get involved with someone like that again. For 2 years, I barely spoke to her. Then one spring afternoon, she called. I almost didn't answer. "Listen carefully," she said. No greeting, no small talk, just those 2 words. "What, getting married this fall?" I laughed so hard I nearly hung up. Then she said something that stopped me cold. "The conditions will be much more favorable to me this time." What does that even mean? "It means you'll finally understand who has authority." I remember feeling annoyed. Not happening. There was silence. Then she said, "If you don't agree, there's another option." I asked what she meant. She started explaining. I don't remember exactly what she said because my stomach suddenly dropped. For some reason, panic hit me like a truck. It felt as though I had just realized I was standing on the edge of a cliff. I interrupted her. "Fine, we'll get married." To this day, I don't know why I said it. Maybe fear. Maybe weakness, maybe something else. Whatever the reason, the wedding happened that autumn. At first, everything seemed normal. Then the rules started. Small rules. Harmless rules. Rules about where I went, who I spoke to, what I spent money on, how often I visited family, what clothes I wore, what hobbies I could keep. Every disagreement became a battle I couldn't win. If I challenged her, she'd cry. If that didn't work, she'd become angry. If that didn't work, she'd threaten to leave. Eventually, I stopped fighting. Life became easier when I simply agreed. Years passed. The strange thing was that nobody noticed. To the outside world, we looked perfect. Successful careers, nice house, vacation photos, happy anniversary posts. Behind closed doors, I felt like a prisoner. Then things got worse. I started forgetting things, important things, conversations, appointments, entire weekends. At first, I blamed stress. Then I found notes in my own handwriting. Notes I didn't remember writing. One read, "Stop asking questions." Another said, "You already know the answer." The most disturbing one was hidden inside an old book. It simply said, "She warned you." I confronted my wife. She looked genuinely confused. "What are you talking about?" "The notes." "What notes?" I showed them to her. She laughed, actually laughed. Then she said something that chilled me. "You've always had memory problems." I hadn't. At least I didn't think I had. Months later, while cleaning the attic, I found a cardboard box. Inside were dozens of notebooks. Every notebook belonged to me. Every page was filled with journal entries. The oldest entry was dated years before I met my wife. I sat on the floor and started reading. The first notebook seemed normal. The second became strange. The third terrified me. According to my own handwriting, I had been struggling with memory blackouts for nearly a decade. Entire weeks missing. Events I couldn't remember. People I didn't recognize. Then I found an entry from the year I met her. I will never forget what it said. "I met her again today." Again, not met her again. I turned pages frantically. The next entry made my hands shake. "She found me. I don't know how, but she found me." I kept reading. The truth slowly emerged. Years before we had supposedly started dating, we had already known each other, not for months, for years. We had even been engaged once before. According to the journals, I had repeatedly broken off the relationship whenever her controlling behavior became unbearable. Each time, I would leave. Each time, she'd somehow return to my life. The final journal entry before the gap simply read, "If you're reading this and don't remember, leave immediately. Do not trust her. Most importantly, do not believe what she tells you happened." I felt sick. That night I confronted her. I showed her the journals. For the first time in our marriage, she looked nervous. Then she sat down and smiled, a slow, tired smile. "You finally found them." The room felt colder. "What is going on?" She stared at me for several Seconds, then she said, "You still don't understand."